Welcome to Aaron Plays. This will be episode 8 of my Fire in the Lake playthrough, with me playing as the US and the other 3 factions being played by the Tru'ng expansion bots. In the last video, we had the NVA doing some marching, and they've marched into Hyanggang and taken control of it. And we then had the Arvin do 2 lim-ops. They took the event on the card where they've done a sweep into Tainin and another sweep into Bindin, 2 separate lim-ops. They also gained some further resources. So on this card, we have the VC and myself. I might even actually get to play. So bringing up the non-player eligibility table, let's see what the VC are going to do. So they're the first eligible on this card, as denoted by the symbol there. So the first thing we've got to check is current event critical and effective? So looking at the event card table, look at the card number. The card number is 99. And that tells me for the VC, it's neither. For the other factions, it's performed. Okay, so it's full and effective. So moving on. Next eligible could choose critical event. Well, it's telling, I'll be going back on here, even though it's me choosing it, if that had been a C under the US, that would apply, but it's not, it's a P. So that step does not apply. Doesn't mean I won't choose the event, but it doesn't, or the bot doesn't view that it's critical for me to do so. First choice on upcoming critical events. No, the Arvin is the first choice on the upcoming event, so no. So otherwise, they choose an op and special activity. Okay. Op and special activity. So that does mean I will have the option of a lim-op or event. Okay, so drawing the card to see what actual, the first card I get with the VC is VCU. Take that up. VCU. See, this picture's actually a little bit blurred. You should be able to make out that it says 3+ VC guerrillas in any space. Well, yeah, I mean, there's 5 in that space alone, and there's 5 in that space. So definitely a yes on that question. Next round. Underground VC guerrillas in any space not at active opposition. Underground VC guerrillas in any space not at active opposition. Well, there's an underground guerrilla here and here, and they're not in active opposition. So the answer to that's also true. Oh, so they're going to do a terror activity. Oh, so operation. Let's use the correct terminology, because terminology is very important in this game. Okay. Right. Just realised that I've been having my little mini-me on the map. So I'll just remove that. Okay, so terror. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we've got the terror operation. Purpose, build opposition, hurt the economy. Okay. Spaces with underground VC guerrillas. Cost 1 resource per province or city. Remember, they don't pay costs. Procedure. In each selected space, activate 1 underground VC guerrilla. For province or city, place terror, if none, and shift 1 level towards active opposition. If line of communication, place sabotage, if none. Okay, so effectively what they're doing here is they're scaring the population, i.e. the terror, and when they do so, the people blame the government for the terror. So they join or become more prone to the opposition. Reverse psychology, there is, they don't blame the people that are actually doing the terror, they blame the government for not protecting them from the terror. So, so that's the aim. So now let's see where they actually do it. Okay, there is, so it says terror, select spaces using place terror. If there's a VC base there, where 2 can only do it, if there's a VC base, sorry, where 2+ underground guerrillas and lines of communication, no activation role required. Okay. So in Tainin, let's move these out of the way. They will not do terror because they only have 1 underground guerrilla. Because it's a base there, so they want to protect the base. Okay. These ones are all full opposition already. Okay. So they won't do it in Bidin because they haven't got any unactive guerrillas. These are already at active opposition. So a VC base where 2+ underground guerrillas, so they'll only do it with 2, so they will do it possibly in Tainin. So we've got to see where they do it first. That's where we bring this up. And the option was place terror. So here. So the city or province not at active opposition. There was a fair few of those. Most population. Okay. So it's potentially country because they've got 2 population. Can't do it Bindin. Won't do it Pellet Dalek because there's only 1 population. Can't do it at Tainin. Again, there's only 1 guerrilla, but they could do it at Hien Phong. Okay, so carrying on down. US's player, most total support. Well, none of them got support. They're all both at partial opposition already. City or province with most VC guerrillas. Okay, well, that essentially means this one here, because he's got 2 guerrillas. So that's where they do it. So flip over a guerrilla, activate it. That now moves to opposition, and there's a terror place there. Okay. All that terror marker does is a reminder that we can't do terror in this province again. Okay, so until the next coup. So with that done, we now look at the activation number, which on this card is 2. So 1 or 2, that would be the end of the terror. 3, 4, 5, or 6, they continue. They continue. So we normally go through all those space selections, but it will lead us down to this province here, because that was the next in line. So they flip. It's active. That now becomes fully opposed. And we need to place a terror marker. Again, we now roll 1 or 2, they stop. No, they continue. All right, so the next place that they had possibly, because you're going back on that top list, so we go back on here, not at active opposition, most pop, and total support. Okay. So there is no other two provinces where we can do it, where they're not already at active opposition. So in fact, the only place they can still do it, because this is already active, these are both active already. They could do it here, and I think this is the only option they've got. Can't do it here because they've got no guerrillas that are able to do it. So that's it. So flip one of those, and that will go towards opposition, so it goes to neutral. So it takes support away from me, and let's place a terror. All this has been doing with the oppositions has been moving the victory scores. So the VC are now on 31, and I've dropped to 34. And if the VC get into the 36 bracket, they, by the next coup, they will win the game. Okay. So that's the terror. We now look, select one special activity. Okay. Is patronage equal to or greater than 17? No, it's 14. So A won't do. B, tax in 1d3 spaces. Okay. So essentially they're raising funds. In 1d3 spaces, 4. So in 2 spaces, they're going to tax. So again, if it's a VC base where 2 plus underground guerrillas, if they only, so that VC base is with 1 underground, they won't tax. Okay. And let's see where it tells us they will tax. Tax. Most total opposition. So they only tax where there's a free guerrilla. They won't tax here because the base tax rules are as follows. Gain resources, up to 4 spaces with an underground VC guerrilla and no coin control. In each space, activate that VC guerrilla, shift 1 level towards active support. No one likes paying taxes. And add VC resources equal to econ. Well, they won't be getting resources because it goes under the hood. Okay, so up to 4 spaces. Well, we know they're doing it in 2. So total pop, highest pop without coin control. So potentially here. Without coin control. So, well, there's not many spaces without coin control where the VC are present. Interesting. Could they tax in Kaingang? No coin control. So there's potential there. Going back on their list here, tax. Most total opposition and city or province with most VC guerrillas. Most total opposition and then most VC guerrillas. Okay, so that's got 2. These have all got 2. These got 2 guerrillas. They've got 2 guerrillas. They've only got 1. Okay. And they've got 2. Sorry for the ringtone interruption there. Right, so where were we? Yes, discussing this tax. So the most guerrillas, so they will tax here then. Taxing flips over guerrilla. And it said 2 spaces. They won't do it here because they've got to try and keep, it says 2+. Can't do it with a base which only have 1 active guerrilla. So it'll be one of these 2 spaces. So randomly determine 1, 2, 3, Quendak. No, they're taxing in bin Y. Activate guerrilla. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Ooh, wrong card. Shift agitate total +1 for each pop econ taxed. Well, they taxed. Oh, got to drop the just tool support there. Yeah, they taxed for 1, 2, 3 spaces. So that increases the agitate by 3. That's dropped their score because they've taxed in those 2 provinces. As I've said before, no one likes playing tax. That will then conclude their play on this card. So let's just end faction play. I guess rid of all the pawns. And now over to me. Right, let's see what the event is. Masher White Wing. Sweep flushes enemy into kill zone. US or Arvin free sweeps 1 non-jungle space with US and Arvin troops. They free assault as US. US or Arvin free sweeps in 1 non-jungle space with US and Arvin troops. A free assault as US. That could be quite useful. Free assault after a sweep. Okay. I'm looking at this province here. This is where I've got to do something. But a limot isn't great by itself. A limot will allow me to, I can't get any extra troops in. So if I did an assault with the base, I'll be able to kill 2 of these guys. With the use of the card, a free sweep, I could get these 2 guys into here and this guy. And then with the assault, I'll be, and the assault as US, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there is a base in there as an assault with a base. Two for 1 if US base. So every US troop takes out 2 of those. So the limit will actually, so that would have been 4. With a free sweep, the sweep will allow me to activate this guerrilla here. I would be able, and with these 2 Arvin cubes coming to join me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're assaulting as US, I'll be able to take out 10 insurgent pieces. Well, I do need to protect this base. So either case, the limop would have been here, but that card with its sweep potential, let's just double check. Sweep flushes enemy into kill zone. US or Arvin free sweeps, 1 non-jungle space, it's not a jungle space, with US and Arvin troops, and they free assault as US. So even the Arvin troops will be classed as US. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the event. because the Limop is not giving me that much. The last thing I'll look at is the next card upcoming. I wouldn't be getting to play on it anyway. So I think that's the best of the limited options I have. So I can, so this is the where I'm going. It's not a jungle space. Free sweep. Now a sweep is moving into adjacent territory. So this is moving in. So you can go onto a line of communication, then into adjacent. These two can, and I can freely move these Arvin pieces, even though they're controlled by the bot. If I was playing in a normal 4-player game with another player, he wouldn't even couldn't stop me taking those pieces. So I'm allowed to use them as I see fit. Okay. So at minimum, I've stopped it being NVA control, which is good. Do I want to bring in, so I can go along a line of communication into an adjacent space. Bring him along the line of communication into an adjacent space. So this should be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sweep will reveal that. And then I can kill 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that should be enough. Though I don't need this troop here anymore, because this is already active support. But I can't just sweep anywhere. I'm going to bring him in. So he moves onto the line of communication, and then from here into an adjacent area. Okay. So the sweep part of the card activates that gorilla. And the assault part, because I have the base, is a 2-to-1 kill ratio. So return to available. And we take out all these for no loss. That helped considerably. Province is coin controlled, and we stopped that first NVA incursion into South Vietnam. Good event for me. Okay. So, end faction play, end card play, draw card. All right, so I'm going to pause at this point. So if you enjoy what you've been watching, please click the like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Any comments, as per normal, much appreciated. Till next time.